Hi, so evolution is weird. It turned us from monkeys to painting monkeys to changing monkeys. And it also did us dirty. So here's how evolution has nerfed humans. Childbirth. Easy peasy, right? Yeah, no, not for us. See, babies were born with massive heads to house their massive brains, which they use to not control their massive shits. But we humans, we got tiny pelvises. Me, you, everyone. And when you combine that with giant-headed babies, you end up with the most painful, dangerous, and unnecessarily complicated birthing process in the entire animal kingdom. So what were evolution's solutions? It debuffed babies. Babies are born extremely undercooked. Their brains are barely developed when they come out, so their heads stay smaller. And women already have a hard time pushing that out. Can you imagine if baby brains were more developed? Ain't no way that's fitting through anyone's pelvis. Not even Bonnie Blue's. This is why human babies are so stupid for the first 18 years of their lives and are pretty much completely useless. Except for those Chinese kids. Those kids can do my taxes better than frickin' H&R Block. See, this is a side effect of our intelligence. It takes years of being helpless after birth just to be able to feed ourselves. And even then, there's still people starving out there. So why didn't we just get bigger pelvises? Well, that's how evolution screwed us again. See, we evolved to be able to walk on two legs so we can look for predators while carrying our tools, right? But that same bipedalism is what limits us. The biochemical constraints of bipedalism on the body have led to an ultra-rigid pelvic girdle. What it means is, we pretty much went too deep into that walk upright skill tree, and life is a game where we can't reset our stats. Which means that moms everywhere will always have to go through hell. So treat your mom right, and tell her you love her sometimes, dude. Even if she's shit-talking your posture because you're watching this video looking like this. But now we're gonna learn why standing upright for too long is also pretty shit for you. That's because evolution didn't give our spines the upgrade it needed to be able to handle the stress of walking on two legs all day. Basically, evolution took a spine meant for walking on all fours and tried to repurpose it for an upright posture. That's why doggy is so popular. Our spines are pretty much meant for it. But we walk upright, and all that pressure of holding your big ass head is crushing your spine. It's kind of like your spine in a hydraulic press, but instead of the press, it's gravity instead. And not even Chuck Norris can beat gravity, so you're kind of screwed. And if RNGesus frowns upon you, dude, you might end up with a herniated disc, scoliosis, sciatica, or a pinched nerve. And at that point, you're pretty much fucked. I guess you can try to go to a chiropractor, but those phony ass doctors might just make things worse. That's not even a joke. Just look at all these stories. Anyways, the major benefit of walking upright is being tall and being able to see predators. That's all good and dandy, but humans don't really have predators anymore, unless you're under 18. How evolution made you fat. Your brain, it's literally wired to be like a crack addict. See, back in the day, life was hard, and I mean hard. Food was hard to find, and you couldn't eat without first fighting something featured on Zaboomafoo. So when our ancestors stumbled across something sweet or fatty, their brain was like, ding ding ding, jackpot, baby. It flooded them with dopamine, which was evolution's way of saying, you found food, my guy. Now eat it all, because who knows when you'll ever eat again. It was fine for cavemen because they had to walk across barren wastelands just to potentially suckle on that sweet, sweet nectar we call orange juice. But fast forward to modern life and you can get that sugar hit anytime you want. Just Uber it. Long gone are the days that we needed to chase down that mammoth to fill that unfillable void. Remember, boys and girls, food doesn't replace love. But our brains didn't really get the new firmware update to tell us this. So right now, that sugar addiction our ancestors had is pretty much destroying America. Why the hell do we breathe and eat through the same hole when it's so freaking dangerous? There's no reason really. Nature was lazy. Instead of giving us two different tubes like some other animals, the best evolution could do was create this little flap called the epiglottis. Just a thing that stops food from going into the wrong hole. But it doesn't really work when the whole damn world has some sort of ADHD and can't focus on just eating, and instead needs to be on TikTok at the same time. So now, more than 5,000 Americans a year die from choking to death just because they saw something funny on TikTok. Wisdom teeth. Millions of years ago, wisdom teeth were the MVP for chewing tough plants and raw meat. But bam! Org here, he discovered fire, and those extra molars are now useless. Fast forward, and since we don't have any need for those muscles anymore, evolution shrank our jaws, but we still have those damn wisdom teeth for some reason. So you either have to evict them, or have a teeth of an average Brit. But the good news is, some people don't grow them anymore, so evolution is still doing its job. Though it's going as slow as your grandma trying to save a PDF file. The appendix. So we really don't know why the appendix is there. Google seems to think it helps maintain healthy gut or something, but we really don't know. All we know is that 5% of Americans will get appendicitis one day, and if it's not treated soon and bursts, you're dundies. If this happens, you got 24 hours to get it handled before sepsis sets in and pretty much kills you. It's kind of like having a mini 9/11 in your body. You know, self-inflicted. The appendix is a ticking time bomb, and since we don't even need it, why the hell do we still have it? Unfortunately, this bastard did get rid of something else we had. It stole our ability to make vitamin C. Way back in the days, before humans and monkeys separated, we had the ability to make our own Sunny D. When they didn't have enough, bam! Their bodies just whipped some up internally. But at some point, our genes mutated and this ability stopped working. So evolution just scrapped the whole system, and as far as we can tell, there's no benefits to this whatsoever. Eventually, in the super ultra short span of 70,000 years, humans left the tropics and landed in cooler climates. And guess what? Fruits weren't growing year-round here. So suddenly, no vitamin C. No vitamin C meant scurvy, aka bleeding gums, rotting teeth, and death by fruit deficiency. And all evolution could say was, eat better, brah. Well, modern life doesn't really make that easy, right? Processed food are stripped of nutrients, and the soil where the crop grows are so freaking depleted that fruits and vegetables have fewer vitamins than they used to. Motherfucker org here ate better than us, which leads us to our world now, where we're all pill poppers living off fortified cereals while Big Vitamin is raking in billions. Your balls. Sperm is healthiest when it's cooler, so in some sick-ass joke, God put our balls outside our body, with no protection whatsoever, so that even Bobby Hill here could delete someone's family tree with just one kick. I mean, putting the organ that's responsible solely for reproduction, which remember is the whole point of evolution in the first place, putting that outside the body, defenseless, just seems fucking stupid to me, doesn't it? But I guess evolution is just lazy, and who can really blame it for putting content out there that's just good enough? Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.